Small. We stay here and do nothing. They're even smaller.
A new series of the award-winning sci-fi drama Babylon 5 starts tonight, 10:40 on 4.
Space Cadets, it's on 4. So watch it.
Cadets of Space, and welcome aboard the science fiction quiz show with a price on its head and 47 bounty hunters on its tail. I'm Greg Proops, your most high commander, and this is my immense wall of hair. Tonight I'll be mediating between the might of our two monster teams, the Things and the Blobs. The top blob is an intergalactic rapscallion who was caught red-handed in the mess hall trying to sell pirate videos. Thankfully, no one wanted a copy of Captain Butler. Craig Charles. Write them. Boosting Craig's firepower, his feisty first officer and kittenish commandant of Cosmic Cool, Sara Cox. And this week, Craig can't lose, for he has one of the brightest stars in the galaxy to guide him. As Pavel Chekhov, he was capable of captivating audiences on the mother of all ships. And to kip it all, we've kiptured him for your pleasure. The man who put the kip in Kipton, Walter Koenig. Beating back the blobs, the Things. Captain Thing has received tributes from parental units worldwide. Thanks to this show, they can tell their kids, go to bed, or Bill Bailey will get you. Bill Bailey. Bill's first officer is from Babylon 5, but to her squadrons of fans, she hails from the planet current holder of the Pavel Chekhov Award for Sexy Russians in Space, Claudia Christian. And finally, to prove you can never have too much glamour, a comedian who's so obsessed with science fiction he thought vulcanized metal was Spock's Black Sabbath collection. John Maloney. Good against remotes is one thing, kid. Good against the living is another. Do you think Chewbacca ever looks through his old photo albums and says to himself, Photon Photos picks up on long-forgotten sci-fi moments and invites the crews to provide them with meaning. Fingers on phasers. What's occurring here? Please explain.
I'm not really meant to drink on antibiotics.
Is it like Matthew Kelly to makeup, Matthew Kelly to makeup?
Cherry Blair to makeup. Cherry Blair to makeup.
Anyone have any idea what movie that's from, by the way?
Yeah, The Last Man on Earth.
Yes, it was. Let's see another one.
Do. Let's find that ball up the slope. Get the hammer and smash it on the frog. Get a tiny mouth and stick it up the pipe.
Who stole me Liverpool scarf?
6 pints, please.
What film was that from?
I would like to tell you.
Terror from Space.
Yes, it was Terror from Space.
How did you know that?
And roll on with the next one.
The new Fiat Punto. Ask before you borrow it.
Are you a fan of the Stranglers?
Nicole! Papa!
Lost in the cold air. Freezing breath on my window pane, lying waiting. Only you and I, this means nothing to me. Oh, yeah!
Or an extra close to the Altamont impression. And one more.
Oh, God, no.
Help me, for God's sakes, help me! I need another one for balance!
You've lost that oven feeling.
Do you, Mr. Schwarzenegger, take this woman to be your wife?
I do.
Like, I'm so sorry. She always gets like this when she's had a bit of wine.
I've lost my eyes. Hell of a card game.
That is the end of that, and that was The Colossus from New York. A fine motion picture, I'm sure, that's available in still form. When Klingons go on holiday, do they go to kick your buttlands? Space is infinite and can absorb that joke. In Mind Your Klingon, I cough up a Klingon cliche, our crews chew it over and spit it back to me in English blobs. Here we go. And this is not easy for me, nor will it be for you. Chob da viskri, in gan subuloya val unhakudumpus.
It's obviously some joke, though.
It is, that's great. It's great.
Is it a Klingon gag, is it?
Yes, it is.
What is it?
Oh, well, it's not translatable.
That is exactly correct. Well, I'm going to have to defer to him because he was on the show. And I almost said it like those. He was on the show. Things. Here's your slice of heaven.
Northern Club Klingon comedians, isn't it?
Yeah. It's Klingon, right? Goes into vet.
Aye.
He says, my cat's not well. And the vet says...
Is it a Tom?
He says, no, I brought it with me.
I like your answer, but the answer is no one beats a Klingon in a stare-out contest. Except perhaps Bill Bailey. It's becoming increasingly difficult to distinguish heroes from villains. Let us now hark back to more innocent times, when the Gordons were flash, the Mings were merciless, and the storylines bit the big one. I will now show each team a death-defying climax from a science fiction serial and ask them, how did they get out of that? The Blobs, you're first in the popcorn queue.
He's got a quarters open. He didn't fit in my bedroom.
So Flash is fighting the big guy, yeah, and they fall down a mine shaft, and does Flash land on top of the fat guy and bounce all the way back up again? And does that
Possibly,
happen?
yes. There could have been another fat guy hiding in the mine shaft for all we know. It could be mine shaft of the fat guys for all we know.
He could have landed in one of them trucks, you know, those kind of, that transport the coal around and go down the tracks into a room where they're all sewing. He could have done that.
You're absolutely right, he could have. Let's have a look and see.
Luckily, there was a rack there. Yeah. Lucky old Flash, eh?
That was lucky, wasn't it?
Yeah. Very lucky. Good thing there was a gymnastic tournament taking place in the mine shaft. All right, Things, it's your turn to buy the dogs.
Look at that syrup.
No, look at it. Flying down there. Oh, I can't get out.
Stomach acid.
Oh, what are we going to do? happens, they get out.
Very possibly.
They press a button and the whole back wall goes
like secret wall.
spins around
Secret
it.
wall, secret
Yeah.
wall.
Does it-
Secret wall.
Secret wall?
Secret
No,
wall.
I reckon
No?
the director says cut, and then they just go for lunch.
Yeah? They go, no, take the mask off.
Yeah.
How'd they get out of that?
I think
Let's
they
see how close
accidentally-
you are.
Maybe we can get out along that side. Come on that tank.
What a good idea.
They got out.
That's bad. They got out.
I was right.
They got out. He was right.
You were right. You were right, and when
right.
you're right, you're right. Although they could have stayed in there forever because they probably would have stayed fresh in those tins. Hal, you enjoying tonight's show?
Indeed. There's some very nice skirt presents.
Hey. Don't be an un-PC. Status report.
Blobs 5, things 7.
Rock on. The guys on the observation deck tell me we've just been caught on the Lightspeed camera. While I go to sort it out, enjoy this little brain expander. Which science fiction movie featured this duo? Don't touch that dilithium. Back in a parsec.
Downtown. Let's turn it around.
It's now 37. Over 40 of the biggest hits around. Now 37. That's what I call music.
Don't you wonder sometimes?
I have your son.
Watch Ransom first before satellite by renting it from Blockbuster.
Give me back my son!
And remember, we've got more copies than anyone else. Blockbuster. Entertainment in every sense.
Want a mint? Try Wrigley's Extra sugar-free gum. All the great taste of a mint. Hey, this is good. And chewing's good for your teeth, too. Wrigley's Extra. All the great taste of a mint.
When you've got dandruff, what do you look for in a shampoo? The one your girlfriend uses? One with matching body spray and mouthwash? Or the one that has been proven in test after test to remove visibly more dandruff than cosmetic shampoos, leaving you with great-looking hair? Which is why it's recommended by the leading men's magazine, FHM. Forget dandruff, have great-looking hair.
Fiat dealers have 0% finance on the Fiat Brava and Fiat Bravo, Punto and Cinquecento. Call up Channel 4 Teletext page 620 for more information.
Welcome back, Cadets of Space. So, which flick united Ben Kingsley and Michael Madsen? Bill.
It was in Reservoir Dogs. And Gandhi, he played nice guy Gandhi.
Gandhi.
Nice guy Gandhi.
It was
Yes?
Species.
It was the movie Species. Space Oddities attempts to explain away the untold mysteries of the universe, such as, if Yoda's so wise, how come he didn't take 1% of the gross like Alec Guinness? Each team gives 3 descriptions of an alien object. 1 is factually true. 2 are humongously bogus. Can their opponents tell which is which? Things. What in any number of worlds is this? Please explain.
That's easy. This is actually from an episode of Lost in Space. This was my friend Mr. Nobody. And if you recall, Penny befriends Mr. Nobody and they go into a cave. Nothing like that. And they get on really well. Anyway, Mr. Nobody gives her this diamond, and that was his gift. It, proves the moral that basically if you talk to strange aliens in strange caves, they might give you an incredible gift. It hasn't worked for me yet, however, I'm still waiting. That's what it is. It's from Lost in Space, Mr. Nobody's gift. I saw it when I was 8.
Brilliant, good memory. Bill Bailey.
This is the crystal that is used by Mr. Freeze in Batman and Robin. And the person is Arnold Schwarzenegger, obviously, whose catchphrase was, "You're not going to take me to the cooler."
Is Arnold Schwarzenegger from the West Country now?
Yeah. Yeah, he is. He was actually, yeah. It's just, I'll be back. All right? Well, he will.
And you get off my land.
I blooming will be back in a minute. Sarah Connor? Do you know Sarah Connor?
Well done, Captain Bailey. Right, Captain Bailey. Ensign Maloney.
Crystal, obviously. Originally, before we had the sort of geniuses of people like sort of Paul McKenna.
Oh yeah, the hypnotic world of Paul McKenna.
Hypnotic world of, like that. Yeah,
oh, it's finished, brilliant.
Yeah, exactly.
And you remember nothing.
There again, eh? This is actually a hypnotism crystal. Yeah, and you find me sexy.
All right, I'll go home with you. Didn't work. Well, but okay.
It did. I'm doing it to Bill. And now Claudia.
It's great, that.
Right, yeah, so it's Dr. Mindwarp's hypnotising crystal. He went up to people and went, like that, and they went, oh, like that. Dr. Mindwarp's crystal.
John Maloney says it's Dr. Mindwarp's hypnotism crystal. Bill says it's Mr. Freeze's crystal from Batman and Robin. And Claudia says it's from Lost in Space.
Well.
Blobs?
The hypnotising crystal sounds good, doesn't it? But I don't think it's that. And I don't think it's in... How old did you say you were when you watched Lost in Space?
It was a rerun.
It's from Batman.
Mr. Freeze's crystal, then.
All right. Let's look and see if you're right.
I got him! Robert, no!
Stay cool, bird boy.
Stay cool, bird boy.
Is it Oscar time already? All righty. Blobs, here is your space oddity. Vincent Koenig.
Oh, my God. Oh, God. I remember this so well.
Frankly.
Next. No, really. This is from an episode called, from Star Trek episode called Paradise Unfulfilled. And the reason why I remember it is because the only episode where Captain Kirk didn't get the girl. And what happened was, this was a probe. And it came aboard the ship. Chekhov is the first one to notice it. At the same time, Uhura receives a distress signal. It was a remarkable episode. And I implore the captain, in one of my more theatrical moments on the show, I implore the captain, Captain, please, we've got to help these people. So...
Did you do it in Welsh?
Was that Welsh? Was it? I know it's never been Russian. It's just something I make up.
I think we'd all like you to do it again, actually.
Captain, please, we've got to help these people. Okay, so, and it turns out, of course, that it's the Romulans. And the Romulans are trying to insinuate themselves aboard. We think it's a distress beacon, but it turns out to be a Romulan thing.
A Romulan thing, all right. Oh,
Romulan thing.
I don't know.
It's just a Romulan thing.
Captain Charles, if you will, and I believe you will.
Okay.
With much less bidding than that.
Let's talk about time. Time is a concept invented by man, probably a Swiss man. Well, no, I mean, man needed an order in which to define his life, so he invented the watch, and then he put a picture of Mickey Mouse on it. Still, that's progress for it. This is a time machine. And when you think of like time and science fiction, you'd not normally think of Jerry Anderson, but this is actually from Fireball XL5, and these rotors, when they spin round enough, they cause a rent in the fabric of time, and your little puppet just gets shot into the past or into the future, wherever he's going. So it's actually a time machine, the rotors from a time machine in Fireball XL5.
All right.
No, it's not.
Okay.
Obviously.
Oh, you're giving my game away.
Right, it's actually from the first sci-fi smuggling movie called Space Pirates. And the spaceship was called Impulse.
Oh, yeah.
Yes. So instead of getting into big dog fights, there's people used to rush up with big bunches of flowers for you, like, I just saw you passing. Sort of thing. No, but they're space pirates. They used to steal things from the ships, and when they got into a big fight, instead of using the brakes, they'd use this as an anchor. So it's basically from, it's a cosmic space anchor.
All right, that's Sarah's anchor of the week.
That was your joke. That was your joke.
Craig says it's a time machine from Fireball XL5, and the inimitable Mr. Koenig says it's from Star Trek and it's a distress beacon. Things, what do you think?
It's so convincing, though.
Yeah, I mean, I think the three of them were just unbelievably realistic and convincing, and it's a difficult decision.
And then that moment when he talked about the fact that Kirk didn't get the girl,
yeah,
there was a little bit of bitterness there.
Yeah.
It really was.
Just a little edge crept into your voice there.
Just a little.
And it seemed to me that was very true. And I don't believe the puppet time warp.
Well, I don't buy anything Craig says, but you know, that's.
And what was the other?
It's an anchor.
An anchor. Oh.
You weren't listening to her. You were just looking at her. She's beautiful.
God.
Typical man.
I reckon Walter was so convincing.
Yeah.
All right, you think it's Walter's answer, the distress beacon from Star Trek. Let's see if you are correct.
No, obviously not. That was fast.
It is Star Trek.
Star Trek. Time machine from Fireball XL5. Very good. You should have believed Captain Charles. Hal, how's it going?
Funky, Daddy-O. Everything's hip to the groove.
Who programmed you, Huggy Bear? Status report, please.
Blobs 12, things 10.
Well, there you are. The Minbari have raided the minibar. The Narn are getting narky, and the Earth Alliance won't hold much longer. But before we shoot through the Stargate, fingers on phasers for our final trivia scan. Log on. What does the M in Ian M. Banks stand for?
That's for Menzies.
That's right. In Close Encounters of the Third Kind, how many musical notes did the alien... Yeah. 5. Thank you.
They're playing to win.
Yeah.
We've got the brains over here.
Release photon torpedoes.
Which company produced Chopper Chicks in Zombie Town? Yes.
Come on, don't mention that movie. I was young. I needed the money, you know? It's a trauma film.
Trauma.
Movie. Yeah.
Whose soon-to-be-published autobiography is entitled Beaming Up and Getting Off? Walter? That is correct. It's George Takei. Who played the Phantom in the 1996 film?
Billy Zane.
Billy Zane. In the Wrath of Khan. Oh my God, you haven't even waited.
Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead. Go ahead.
But yes, it is you. In the Wrath of Khan, Chekhov is made the first officer of which ship?
The Hindenburg.
Wasn't it the Robin Reliant?
Very close.
Queen Mary?
Yes. You're a kook bag. No one told me you were from the planet The U.S.
USS Reliant.
The USS Reliant is correct. Name the 5 major solar systems in Babylon. Who was that? Sarah.
Bolton, Bradford, Leeds, Wigan. Didsbury.
Claudia.
After 88 episodes, I should know this one. The Earth, the Borean Federation, the Narn regime, the Centauri Republic, and of course the Vorlon Empire.
Incredibly correct. That noise signals scan termination. Hal?
It's Al.
Yeah, like I give a flux capacitor. Status report.
Blobs 20, things 23.
Oh. So, my friends, the things are the victors. Colossal thanks to the Blobs, Craig Charles, Sara Cox, and Walter Koenig. And the things, Bill Bailey, John Maloney, and Claudia Christian. This is Greg Proops, your most high commander, saying, we're all very tired. And no one trusts each other anymore. Let's just sit here for a while and see what happens. Peace out.
Catch the last best hope for humanity next on 4 as Babylon 5 launches an epic new series.
Fact or fiction? Watch carefully. You have 10 seconds to decide.
Lobe, skin texture, slightly scaly, almost reptilian, stretchable.
It's both.
Somewhat elastic.
Roswell the movie, followed by Secret History, Sunday at 10 on 4.
New Fridays on 4. Chandler tackles commitment.
We should take a trip with your parents.
You're tripping me out right now.
Yeah, I just wanted to apologize in advance for having chased you down the street. I want to go through the tunnel to the other side, where there's no fear of commitment.
Sybil, we need your breasts on the set.
Sybil tackles the cleavage issue.
Ready?
And Frasier's feeling a bit queer.
Mommy? Patience, Daddy.
Brand spanking new. Fridays from 9 on 4.